Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot readings. This is another update on Little Summer Moon Wells as seen through the eyes of a stranger with the help of Spirit. Now, I watched the interview with the young man, and I came home this evening because I've been helping, like I said, I believe in the last video, I'm helping my husband. It's going to be a busy week here. I don't want to say where I'm at, but we've got a big celebration going on here in this town, and it's keeping us pretty busy, and I'm helping my husband. So I just got back home and I checked my channel for comments, and I noticed a few people had left some questions. So with their questions and the questions that I came up with after the interview, I figured I wanted to get a video up tonight and see if we can find some answers to these questions. Some of the questions that were left in the comment section are yes or no questions. And I'm going to have to try to figure out a way that I can ask them so that they're not yes or no, and hopefully get the answer that you're wanting. So, somebody was asking if Summer had hearing issues or disabilities, which that would be a yes or no question. Well, I'm going to try to put it into a non-yes or no question and hopefully answer it. So, with regards to hearing issues, that would be considered a medical issue. So, I'm going to ask the cards, and I'm going to ask Spirit, if Summer had any medical issues. Okay, the question I asked to try to cover the hearing issues and disabilities, I asked if Summer had any medical issues. And the very first card that comes out is the Tower. The Tower is it could be a sudden change, or it could mean an adjustment. So there's possibly some disabilities along the lines of hearing. That's possible. other disabilities? That's possible. But I can't say that with 100% fact. But we're going to continue. We've got the Seven of Pentacles here. Pentacles being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This is also a Pentacles card, so it'd be the same. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So we're going to address the 7 first. The 7 represents choice. Now, I don't know if there was some kind of medical choice that had to be made. And the 5 here represents change. Now, this could be medical. But like I said, I'm not 100% going to say that it is. And over here we have the Queen of Cups. Cups being Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Queen is a patient person and has insight. And this Queen is loyal. She's got 2 dogs. So we have 2 dogs here. And we have 2 people in this card. She could have suffered an injury. Possibly. Now, not necessarily. I mean, we know that injuries or disabilities, however you want to word it, can occur in utero. If a mother is an alcoholic, there is a potential for a child to come out with fetal alcohol syndrome. But I think there would be signs of that. I'm not sure what they are, but I don't think that's the case. So, well, let's clarify. Let's see what the clarifying cards say. And I want to say I greatly appreciate everybody putting the questions in the comment section. It does give me something to think about. And as well, sometimes it's things that I don't pick up on, at least not right away. So let's clarify the Tower. And here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is... So... looking at the High Priestess here. There could be some secrets that's being kept. There could be some secrets that's being kept. Secrets about maybe what was taking place while she was in utero. Or this also is not necessarily then. This could be after she was born. Something could have occurred. I said could have. I'm not claiming that she has any disabilities. I want everybody to be aware of that. I'm not making that claim. I'm saying it's possible. So let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. And we get the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Somebody's being very patient. The Queen is very patient, and we have two Queens on the board. We have this Queen here. She's patient as well. Has insight. And has loyal dogs by her side. This Queen has a cup in her hand. She doesn't have the dogs like this Queen does. This Queen doesn't have this loyalty that this Queen has. And we are clarifying the Seven of Pentacles, which the Seven could be a choice that has to be made. And as you can see, she's got this tree of pentacles, and she has to choose which one she wants to pick. And the Queen, clarifying her, is being patient. Now the Five of Pentacles could represent a hospital or a doctor's office. Possibly some sort of doctor or a hospital. And there may have been a change because 5 is the card of change. 5's also a card of conflict, or can be. In this case, I think it's a card of change. Maybe a change in doctors. I don't know how long they've lived there. I mean, they could have had to change doctors. There's many reasons why people have to change doctors. So there is that possibility. So let's clarify this Five of Pentacles. And we have the World in reverse. So, because of this change, the world, somebody's world turned upside down. I feel like somebody's world turned upside down. So let's clarify the Queen of Cups. So we have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is upright. So we're clarifying the Queen of Cups, who is patient. She has insight into the problem, and she's loyal. She has loyalty. Excuse me while I take a drink. So, we have the loyalty, we have the patience, we have the insight. And we're clarifying it with the Ten of Cups. All the cups are upright. We have the rainbow. And again, I hear somewhere over the rainbow. I just heard it. So, I don't know that I really answered your question as to specifically if she has a hearing issue. It's not clear in this reading. Disabilities, I would have to say yes, she's most likely had some sort of disabilities. Which disability she had. So I'm going to step out of the role of being the tarot reader for a minute. I am retired from the mental health field. So I'm going to step into the role of the mental health counselor. And I'm going to say yes. She gave me the impression, and this is only from watching the videos of her, that she could possibly have ADHD. I'm not saying she did, but with watching the videos, that is quite possible that she was ADHD. But she is only 5 years old, so we know 5-year-olds can be active. Now I'm going to step back in my tarot reading role. So, specifically a hearing loss, I can't say for sure. Disability, I'd say most probably some type of disability, but I cannot pinpoint the exact disability. From what Spirit is showing me. I know there's a disability because I got the Tower card here. So, with that, I'm going to move on to the next question because I've got a lot of questions, which means this is probably going to be a really long video. So I hope I can hold your attention for that long. Sorry for the trains. Those I have no control over. Well, I guess I do if I move. But. So the next question, let me see how I can put this into a question without it being yes or no. So the next question that was presented to me was about her hair being cut. Was it as punishment? And that, once again, is a yes or no question. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask the Spirit, why was her hair cut? Okay, so we want to know, why was Summer's haircut? I'm not pulling any more cards on there. I've got a reason for that, and you'll see here in a second. The first card I pulled out is the Star card. This card represents summer. But as you can see, it's in reverse. Now that could mean it was done as a form of punishment. When the Star card is in reverse, it's telling us to be patient. Next to it, here, we have the Death card, somebody under the sign of Scorpio, possibly. Be patient, a change is coming. And then next to it, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So, this is about thoughts and communication. Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Queen being reversed is lacking patience, is lacking peace, because if it was upright, you see there's doves all around, and she would be at peace, but she's not. She's not at peace. Was her hair cut as punishment? Looking at these cards, be patient, change is coming. But not at peace. Impatient. So her hair may have been cut. Looking back at the last question about a disability. Maybe was cut because she was quite hyper and quite active, quite tomboyish, so to speak. So let's clarify these cards. So we're going to clarify the star card. Little Summer's card. Aquarius. The star. In reverse, be patient. And we get the Strength card in reverse. Now, this could represent somebody under the sign of Leo. But in reverse, when the Strength card is in reverse, that means somebody is withdrawn. So, be patient. Did the haircut make her withdrawn? I don't think so. She seemed to be outgoing, and didn't matter to her that her hair was cut. And let's clarify the Death card. So, we have the change. And we're clarifying it with the Eight of Swords. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody here is in their head, their own head. They've got the rope that's holding their hands behind their back, and they're blindfolded, and the swords are surrounding them. So that somebody is... Excuse me, dogs, it's just my husband coming home. Somebody is in their head with a lot of thoughts because of the change. And now we're going to clarify the Queen of Swords. And we get the Two of Wands in reverse. Wands being Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And like I said, the Queen is not patient. She's not at peace. Looking ahead, we have the Sun and the Moon. Looking to the future. So, the feeling I'm getting from this is it may have been done as a form of punishment, but she didn't see it that way. They may have seen it that way. And because she didn't see it as punishment, I feel like that made them even less patient. Because if that was supposed to be a form of punishment, it didn't work. But as you can see, we have Summer's card right here. But it is in reverse. So she was patient. She was patient when they did it. She might have been withdrawn to begin with, but we know that it didn't hold her back, because we've seen pictures and videos, and the haircut was the change. So if it was done for punishment, I don't think that it did what they intended for it to do. So, the next question is the next two questions that were presented to me are both yes or no questions, so I have to try to form them so that they're not. And the first question is trying to figure out how to word it. The question is being, was Mom under the influence? Well, one could say she appeared to be, doesn't mean she was. So I'm assuming the person that was wanting me to ask this question was wanting me to be specific about the day that Summer went missing, and not just in general. So let me see how I can word this. So the question I'm going to ask is, and this I don't know that I'm going to get a direct answer on, but we're going to give it a try. What did Mom consume? When I say consume, I'm referring to food, drink, and medication. What did Mom consume the day that Summer went missing? So the first card we get is the Sun. The Sun representing joy and happiness. The next card here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have an overabundance of something. What that something is, I don't know. It's not specific. However, keep in mind, it's pentacles. It could be food. It could be some sort of drink. It could be some sort of medication. However, we get the Five of Wands next to the Ten of Pentacles. Wands being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So there could have been some type of conflict. I feel like it might have been an internal conflict of some sort. Next to that is the Two of Wands, but it's in reverse. So I have two cards of conflict next to each other. So let's clarify these cards. We're going to clarify the Sun. And we've got the Two of Wands on the board in reverse twice. Here and here. They're both the Two of Wands. It doesn't say wands. This deck doesn't say have those words on there, but that represents wands. So the day started out with joy and happiness, but ended up with some sort of separation and conflict. This person is looking to the future on this card. Somebody looking to the future. Future could be the rest, the rest of the day. This could have been early morning. This could have been what was going to happen the rest of that day, which ended up being separation and conflict. Separation specifically. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Conflict. This is about conflict. And he's also facing out, looking to the future. I've got a lot of conflict sitting here. Let's clarify the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is clarified with the Eight of Cups. Somebody moving away from the situation. Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Somebody is turning their back on a situation, turning their back on the conflict, and moving away from it. Dark side of the sun. Within, without. Or within, without. Sorry, I had that backwards. Within, without. Yin and yang. Somebody wasn't happy with the situation. And we're going to clarify this too. We have the Six of Wands. Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. This card is a card I see as a card of victory. It's upright. This card, and this card is in reverse. This card is the only upright on this, in this set of cards. This is a card of victory. Celebration. And the question that was asked was, and like I said before I even shuffled the cards or dealt the cards, that this was going to be a difficult question to ask or to get an answer for. At best, we can say yes, there was consumption of something. What it was, we don't know. But whatever it was, there was a lot of conflict that surrounded it. We have conflict here, conflict here, conflict and separation, conflict and separation. Conflict. So there was a lot of conflict surrounding it. Whatever this is, whatever this 10 of Pentacles is, and remember I said Pentacles represents the material world, so food, drink, medication would be part of the material world. There was an overabundance of whatever it was. It could be food and drink. But whatever this was, there's a lot of conflict. We have conflict here, conflict and separation. The same two came up in reverse twice. Right here and right here. It's the same Two of Wands. So, knowing what I have stated about the Ten of Pentacles being the material world, it's safe to assume she consumed something, but what it was, we can't be specific on. But it was something that caused conflict and separation. Because the Two of Wands in reverse can also be separation. Now the next question, the last question from the comment section that I've got to try to put it into a non-yes or no question. So let me shuffle here. So the question that was left in the comments section was a drug dealer involved. So we're going to try to answer that, but it's not going to be a yes or no. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to ask who was involved in Summer's disappearance. Aries, the Emperor, represents the sign of Aries. Somebody possibly in a leadership role of some sort. The next one is the Eight of Wands. Wands being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Somebody was communicating. There was communication taking place. There was a lot of communication taking place. The next card, the Moon, could be somebody under the sign of Pisces. And when the Moon is upright like that, it's telling us to pay attention to our dreams. Now I'm doing this reading, this video, on July 22nd. That's a full moon, and we've got a full moon coming tomorrow night. So I don't know if this moon card coming up is playing a significant role. I know this question was about who's involved in her disappearance. Sometimes Spirit sidetracks me when I'm reading and points me in a different direction. And I feel like Spirit is pointing me in the direction that I'm hoping that she'll be found this weekend, since there is a full moon tomorrow night. But in any case, and the last one is the Empress. I usually refer to her as the Blessed Mother, or Mother Earth, or just Mother. Somebody motherly. Usually when I get the Empress here and the Emperor on the board, I usually think of the God Source and the Blessed Mother. But that's I don't think I feel like the Spirit is trying to tell me that nobody else was involved, that she went out and nature was involved. But I don't see that because of the searches that were done. I would hope that with the searches that was completed, if it was just a case of her running away for whatever reason, that the searchers would have found her. But I've got all these nature animals here, and animals here in this as well. So that takes me back to who was involved. So this could be somebody in a leadership position. Sent messages out. A lot of communication took place. Someone possibly under the sign of Pisces. We have Aries. Here we have Aries, Leo, Sag. Here we have Pisces. We don't have an astrology sign for the Empress. Since we're looking for who was involved, I'm not going to clarify these. The cards speak for themselves. Spirit is speaking. somebody in a leadership role sent out messages. And this could be somebody in a leadership role in a spiritual leadership role. So we have, and I'm just repeating myself, we have Aries, Leo, Sag, and Pisces. If we look just at the astrology signs, that's a possibility. But unless you know the particular person you were asking about, whoever had asked the question about a drug dealer being involved, unless you know that person and know their date of birth and know their, not necessarily date of birth, but month and day, and know their astrology sign, it's a little hard to pinpoint. But we do have Aries on the board, we have Pisces on the board, and then we have Aries, Leo, Sag on the board, and possibly Mother. Whose mother, I don't know. A mother. I'm going to put it that way. A mother. Because there's no astrology sign assigned to the Empress, so. And now, I think I've answered all, I've attempted to answer all the questions I've seen in the comment section. Let me get a drink because now I've got some of my own after watching that interview. And I don't know if the gentleman asked this question or not. I only watched the interview one time, so I didn't go back and rewatch it. I haven't had time. Like I said, it's been very busy and hectic here. But I wanted to get this video out tonight. So, because I feel like it's important. There's questions I feel we need answers to. So, the first question, and I'll probably have more after I look back through my notes again later, but I'm going to ask these questions first. These are the ones I came up with first, so. And the first one that I want to know is, why did the young man snoop through the mother's phone? Sorry if I'm holding them back and you can't see them. Well, no. This is interesting. Very interesting. The first card we get is the World. And the world's upside down. Something is not complete. Something is not complete, because if this world was turned upright, we would have completion, but it's not turned upright. It's turned reverse. So something is incomplete. Now the question is, why did he snoop through her phone? So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Was there an overabundance of something? And when I say was there an overabundance of something, that would be a materialistic thing. This card, the Hanging Man, reflects sacrifice. And again, we get the Aries card, the Emperor. Somebody in a role, in a leadership role. So, I'm going to clarify these cards, but if you think back to the last question I asked, we had this card. And we had this card. So did his world get turned upside down when he was snooping in her phone? Did he see something that caused his world to turn upside down? Let's see what the clarifier says. Ace of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's in reverse. So there was a delay, possibly in communications. Some sort of communications. And it's a double-edged sword. So, when he snooped, was his world turned upside down? Was there a message sitting there waiting to be sent, but there was a delay? In sending it? Clarifying the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So, there was an overabundance of something. Possibly an overabundance of I want to say messages, but I'm not getting messages. But it could be an overabundance of messages. And that overabundance of messages caused conflict. Or involved conflict. Constant conflict, because we have the infinity sign here. Something in the messages caused constant conflict. We're clarifying the Hanging Man, and we get another 2. This time we get the Two of Swords, and she's upright. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Did somebody have to sacrifice some communication? Did somebody have to sacrifice their thoughts? And we're going to clarify the Emperor. Gemini. Gemini is clarifying Aries. Was this leader hasty? So, the question, why did he snoop through her phone? I don't know that we answered the question as to why. As much as we may have answered some things about what was found on the phone. So what I'm getting from Spirit is, when he decided to snoop, his world was turned upside down. He may have discovered a delay, something that was written but hadn't been sent yet. possibly a lot of messages. That caused conflict, and I would say constant conflict with somebody. And maybe some of these messages were deleted, sacrificed. I would say at least 2. But I feel like there was a message sent to this person in a leadership role hastily. Doesn't completely answer my question, but it gives me a little clearer picture. Makes the picture a little more clear. Okay, the next question. So this is all from the interview with the young man. He made a few statements with regards to the father. So, this question: where was Dad when she went missing? Now, you've seen me shuffle these cards. You've seen me shuffle them 3 times. You've seen me cut them. And then you've seen me hand shuffle them. And we get these 2 cards back again. The question: where was Dad the day she went missing? So his day was in upside down. His day was in turmoil. The 10 of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. At this point, these pentacles, this box, could represent the home. Or it could represent many things. Job, home, This tells me that Dad was in many places. His life was chaotic that day, and he was in many places. Here we have the Four of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Is somebody desiring something? Is he desiring what's being offered? Cups represents your emotions, and it also represents relationships. Was somebody offering a relationship? Of some sort? And then we have the Page of Swords here in reverse. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we have a challenge in our thinking or a challenge in our communicating. So we know, so we've been told, that communication can be challenging when they are at home. Because of poor signal. So let's clarify this. So we're going to clarify the world that's in reverse. So we have the Six of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. And this is a card of victory. I always see this card as a card of victory. He's riding in on a white horse, victorious. So, the chaotic day turned into a victory? Let's look at the Ten of Pentacles. And we get the Ten of Wands. So we got two tens. Ten of Pentacles, like I said, could have been him traveling around from his job to his home, many places. The Ten of Wands, however, is somebody that is or could be over-passionate. This is also a card of completion, and he carried that heavy load to the top, to where the statue is. He completed his journey. So he was traveling around to these different locations, and he completed his journey. Let's do the Four of Cups. Here we have the Empress in reverse. Now, I said this was somebody possibly making an offer of some sort of relationship. And the Empress in reverse is unfulfilled achievement. So this didn't happen. It was unfulfilled. So the Page of Pentacles and we get our third 10 on the board. Ten of Swords in reverse. So we are clarifying the Page of Swords, the page being challenged communication-wise. The Ten of Swords reflects a broken relationship. So the question was, where was Dad the day she went missing? Well, I would say his day started out chaotic. His world started out upside down. For what reason, we don't know. But it ended up being victorious. We have him traveling to different locations and completing the journey. We have unfulfilled achievement of the offering of a possible relationship. Now, I don't know if that applies to Dad or not. And then we have the Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Page is challenged when it comes to communicating. And there's a broken relationship. Possibly because of this challenge in communication. This here, these two cards could represent summer. So there could be a challenge in communicating. Which goes back to the initial question that a commenter had asked about hearing issues. This is reflecting communication issues, challenges. So she may have had communication challenges. But where was Dad? He was all over the place from what I can see here. All over the place. This reading did not specify, because it was mentioned that he had the siblings with him. Or at least two of them, I don't know. From what I heard in the interview, it sounded like Dad may have had this, at least two of the siblings with him, if not all three. I'm not clear on that. So that could be challenging for him, causing his world to be upside down and be chaotic. If he's having to take his 3 sons with him to work, I could see how that could be a challenge. Now I've got 2 more questions here on things that was brought up in the interview. Now hopefully you see me shuffle these cards one more time for good measure. I'm going to look at the camera and make sure I'm right under the camera. And make sure that you can see that I'm cutting them. Because I got goosebumps after pulling those cards a couple of times. The same cards. Yeah. So the next question that I'm going to ask, he brought something up that I'd never had been made aware of previously. He mentioned a pillow. And I think he mentioned that she was sitting on it. And so, where is the pillow now? That's my question to Spirit. Where's the pillow now? The first card we have is the Knight of Cups. Cups being Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That Knight's moving quite swiftly. Cups is regarding emotions and relationships. So he's moving swiftly. through that water. Is there a lot of emotions taking place? But why over a pillow? And I don't know how that would equate to a relationship. The next card we have is the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And he's sitting there looking at one of the pentacles as though he's reading or doing research. Possibly drawing. And then we have the Three of Swords. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody's brokenhearted. Because of some possible communication. I'm not getting a clear picture on where's the pillow at now. The one that she was sitting on. We're going to clarify these cards and see if it helps. Because I'd really like to know where that pillow is. Because I don't recall seeing it in the video. Not saying it wasn't there, I just don't recall seeing it. But since it was brought up that she was sitting on a pillow, now I'll probably go watch the video again